Hey guys, it's Amanda, and I just got back from upstate New York a couple days ago helping my dear friend Joanne with her Walmart store. And I didn't just come home with the experience and memories, but I also came home with clarity. And whether you're in the business of selling online or building a different type of business, these are the 5 lessons that I learned to help me realize that success just isn't about sales, it isn't about those numbers, orange bars, or anything like that. It's about your mindset, your community, and just doing things with purpose. This trip wasn't about reselling. This was about being in a business and just about life, and applying everything that you know and having a strong community around you is so important, especially when it comes to e-commerce, because it can be very lonely sometimes, especially if you work from home. And so having a community is so important, and I am so grateful for the opportunity to go to New York and hang around with some girls and just get to know each other and not only help Joanne with her business, but we also learned a lot of life lessons, and I'm excited to share them with you. So the first one is work smart, not hard. And I learned this about 3 days in when we decided that we were just going to scan everything into my Excel spreadsheet. And as we scanned everything in, we would get the list price and the COGS. Joanne was amazing with knowing how much she spent on an item and how much it usually went for. So we would scan the item in, put in the COGS, and then look it up on Walmart to see where the list price was and kind of price it at around there. So we would do that with about 100 items every night. So then when we went home, we then added those into her catalog. So then in the morning, all we had to do was pick and pack. And that was so simple. We should have done that from the start, but we were able to save so much time in the morning because our time is so important, especially when it's really slowed down with listing or just trying to add it into the catalog. We did that both with Amazon and her Walmart account. So we were able to do that a lot faster the next morning. And it also made things go a little smoother because with Walmart, there were items that needed pending review. And so we couldn't send them anyways. So it was good to know that, hey, we can just send it later until it gets cleared. So that was good to know we weren't wasting time during the day on products that we couldn't send anyways. So that for me was working a lot smarter. It did require long hours because we would go, to the warehouse for 9 hours and then go back to the house and then add them in her catalog for a couple hours. But I would much rather do that than sit and waste time and trying to get them added that day. So that was what worked well for us. Lesson number 2 is you can't make money if you don't send it in. Joanne has a huge warehouse that she's got lots of inventory, and it's all profitable inventory. She doesn't have junk. Like, of all the items that she had, there was only one small bin of duds that couldn't be sold on Walmart or Amazon or eBay. They were just these little toys that I just don't think that, she probably paid 10 cents for them, showing that she knew what she was doing when it comes to buying items. However, you can't make your money back if you don't send it in. That to me was really eye-opening because sometimes I do let my items sit for a week or two before I send it in. If I'm not sending it in, I'm not making that money back and I'm not turning over that inventory fast as I could. So if you're not sending it in, you're not making that money. So that was lesson number 2 that really opened my eyes. Lesson number 3 is community over competition. The 4 of us ladies technically are competition on the Walmart platform or Amazon. We probably are on the same listings. Actually, I know we are because I sell a lot of the same things she does. So why would I help her if she's my competition? But that's why community is so amazing and so strong, because I learned so much from her of other things, not when it comes to Walmart or Amazon. So the community is amazing to have and is doing things with purpose. I decided to do a good deed and help her with her Walmart store, and we were not paid to go. We were not incentivized in any way, just only helping her and really getting her on her feet, which I know we did. And I know she is super grateful. She is so deserving because of all of the other things that she brings to us in our community.
Hey, I am now offering one-on-one coaching. So if you want to have some one-on-one time with me, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, I am now available, and check out the link below to check out my schedule and book that. I can help you with anything with Walmart, when it comes to adding items into your inventory or walking you through your first WFS shipment or just learning how to source. I'm available and would love to help you on your journey. So let's connect.
Lesson number 4 is always have a plan for when you buy things. I don't want to buy things where I'm not sure where I'm going to resell it or if I can resell it. For example, if I know I can't sell Disney, I'm not going to go buy Disney. If I can't sell Magic Pixies, and those two brands are gated on Walmart, so I don't want to go buy them and not be able to resell them. Next is if I plan on seller fulfilling that item. Do I have enough boxes or materials to fulfill that seller fulfilled item? So it's always having a game plan and knowing that you can sell it, whether you're not restricted or gated or you have the supplies for it. So always having that plan before you buy. If you can't sell on Walmart, would you be able to sell on Amazon or even do eBay? There are so many options, so just making sure that you have that plan going in. I always do, but I did learn that there are a lot of people in the community who don't always have that plan. So always have a plan, probably another backup plan. The last thing that I learned is going into things with reasonable expectations. So when we walked into the storage unit, we were like, oh, we can easily get this all out within the next 5 days. And there was so much. And so we were so excited, so ready to just get all this inventory out, and she could start bringing the money back in and kind of getting her on her feet. Man, was I sorely disappointed by the end. Mind you, we would spend 8 to 9 hours in the warehouse packing, shipping, and sending things off. We sent in about 50 boxes, which is over 1,000 units for Amazon and Walmart. And at the end, you can't even tell we made a dent, especially in the larger storage room. We weren't even able to make a difference. I didn't even want to do before and after because there was so much that we were not able to get to. The first little storage unit, we were able to get a lot of things out. We did focus on the big items and the heavy items or the expensive ticket items. She had a lot of coffee makers, espresso machines, and everything like that, and those go for a lot of money. So we did those first. However, those were in the back corner, so it's harder to see the progress. But we did get out over 1,000 units, which I am stoked about. But I did not expect that it would take us so long to do so little, I guess, just because we had the expectation of doing it all and we worked so hard. So setting those realistic expectations is so important, and it definitely humbled me and how fast I'm able to work. Plus, I'm getting older. My body doesn't hold up as well. So that also takes into account with everything else. Again, it's those expectations, and that applies with everything. You can't expect to send in a shipment in 2 days it being sold. So expectations are really key to having a successful e-commerce business. So those are the 5 lessons that I really brought home with me, and I had an amazing experience. I loved seeing upstate New York. It is absolutely beautiful, and it was just so good to travel and be in a new place. I absolutely love traveling, and I'd never been to that upstate New York. So that was really fun to see. And she took us out to a nice dinner. That was amazing. And then the last couple days I spent in Connecticut. It was just amazing to see a different part of the United States. You know, I live in Washington State. It took me 10, 12 hours to get to the other side of the country. And I loved it. I enjoyed the experience. If you want to see my crazy first day of traveling there, it was absolutely insane. I think I ended up traveling about 19 hours. That included a 2-hour drive in the beginning and then a 4 or a 3-hour drive at the end. So go check out that video because that's definitely a trip that I don't want to redo, but I would do in a heartbeat. So I had such a blast. Again, thank you, Joanne, for having us. I loved it. I learned so much, and I can't wait to go back because I know we're going to do it again, and we're just going to kill it again and just keep the momentum going. So, and if you could please like, subscribe, and please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and I will see you in the next one.